I told you this guy's a genius.
Self-proclaimed, maybe.
Well, as long as it works for him.
Exactly my point.
Awesome.
Okay, that's a very good, valid point. The food that you eat. Now, please listen to this. I have, here in Germany, there's some households that collect green trash. And green trash is basically everything like, you know, everything from the kitchen. No cooked foods. I don't know, I just put everything into the green trash. I'm not sure if that's how I'm supposed to do it. I think it is. But the place I'm getting to, okay, the road is still taking shape. You know, the further I get to where I want to be, you know, the more choices I also have to make to keep getting to where I want to get to, okay? I have basically a plastic, let's call it a, it's not really a bin, it's just like a box that I can close tightly, and I just put all my kitchen waste in there. Okay, not like the rest of my food, but I think I actually will start doing this. So if I drink tea and I make tea, and the tea leaves I then put in there, right? If I ate the chicken, or I have like banana peels, you know, I put them in there. I ate the chicken, I put the bones in there. Also some of the fat. Now what I want to tell you is, now I know the difference between meat and, let's call it, yeah, the vegetable stuff, you know, and the fruit peels and coffee. Because when I did it, you know, I ate vegetables and fruits, and I put it in there, and then, you know, I drank coffee and I put the stuff from the coffee also over it. And then what happened was it just smelled like, you know, maybe a bit like dung. I would say it smelled alright. Now I ate that chicken and I put the chicken, the leftovers, into this thing. And I can tell you that the leftovers, you know, from the vegetarian kitchen, or mostly vegan, I had some, you know, once in there probably for an entire month. Now I put the bones from the chicken in there and some of the fat, and what I have to tell you is that I only had it for about a week, and the stench was so disgusting I didn't even want to touch it anymore. Which, you know, I know now, if you eat meat, today I went to the toilet and I defecated, and it's 5 days ago, I assume, maybe 6 or 7, that I ate the meat, And today I could still smell the chicken in there. Now, this chicken is taking me so long to process. Okay, now the question, why did you eat it? I had the feeling I wanted to eat it. Now the question is also, did it help me? Now I ate the chicken and I had the feeling it was good. I also continued to make a lot of content, but I did feel heavy though, but I still also felt strong. So I cannot simply say now, I think, does it really matter? If you like eating meat and you eat the meat and you feel good with it, you know, and you don't get constipation, you know, you're not farting all the time or you feel disgusted, you know, I'm really looking forward to buy bacon again, because it's hard to replace it. But I probably wouldn't eat it all the time. The stage I'm at now is basically, maybe we want to call it transitory, but not really. You know, I'm like at the point, I've lived like a vegetarian now for a very long time. Like, I've lived like a vegetarian now for a very, very incredibly long time. And now I got to the place where I can say, finally, I can again make a choice, eat meat, and just see what's gonna happen. Because I started to get afraid of all kinds of things, just the idea of having sex. Basically, the idea of losing myself in somebody else's energy or something else's energy. And the energy you receive from animals or through sex, you know, or you eat meat, it's a more complex energy because it has been processed more. The animals, you know, in the best case, they eat then, you know, kind of good fodder. And then, you know, you say, let's take a plant, it's very pure. Lentils, they're just in nature somehow, probably. You know, I really want to eat lentils again. When I'm gonna back home, I'm gonna eat pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup! Yeah, I'm working towards making cooking sessions again, but I'm not quite sure about it now. I'm not sure about the position, you know, this is gonna have, because I'm thinking about, you know, when I have a woman at home and children, I don't want to stand there and film myself. You know, that's a good and valid question. But I think if I do it in a specific way, you know, my wife could probably appear in them. You know, if she wants to, you know, we just have to make sure that it's like respectful for women also, you know. Like, I don't want to turn into someone who uses, you know, his partner, you know, because that's then the idea of porn again. Okay, this is now a good way apparently. I don't like it at the moment so much because there's a lot of concrete. But it's actually not true. I was already eager to get back when I was at home. When I was in the forest, because to me this is also still work, and that's what I mean. My drive is not to make YouTube videos and simply, you know, be awesome here. My drive is to test my boundaries and to report back from the front, because if it comes to spirituality and the path, you know, to you, I'm basically the frontier, because I learned and managed to use psychedelic drugs, and also, how do you call it again, spirituality, as a tool, and also diet as a tool to help me move forward. But so I'm not too, you know, if I eat something, I press through a boundary. If I realize I'm afraid of meat, you know, maybe I should eat chicken again and just see how I'm gonna feel. And then I can make a conscious choice again, right? So I realign myself as I move through life. I reach certain boundaries, and these boundaries are then my test. Okay, wait a second, you know, one boundary, I really want to eat chicken. And I don't think it twice, you know? I don't think it just once, you know? I think it like suddenly every day it's like, wow, you know? I really want to eat chicken. I want to eat chicken. You know, then I can keep working with that. Either I let it go, or I simply say I'm gonna invest some energy and eat a chicken. And when I know then how I feel, I can then say, you know, now I could run, for instance. Because, you know, if walking gets really boring, you know, I can always strap the shots a little, you know, like the straps, pull them together and just say, you know, I'm just running now. Because this is annoying. I mean, if you walk on concrete and it's just, you know, straight, you just want to get it over with at some point. Right? And that's then the challenge to say, okay, right, how am I gonna deal with this? This is really annoying, this is tedious. And if you're running on concrete, sometimes it's actually better to run than to walk, because the surface is so hard that you're just gonna crack your heel basically. And I don't know, there's also some kind of stretching involved, and it's just simply nice. And when you see people in Africa and they're hiking a lot, like there's people that have to walk 20 kilometers, some 30 just to get to school, or maybe they have to go to a meeting point. So, right, it's like what they say is Hakuna Matata, right? It's like, you know, when are we gonna meet? Hakuna Matata in Tanzania, that's Kiswahili or Swahili. And they say, no, you come, you know, don't worry. If you don't come, I'm gonna do something else. You know, this is how I'm trying to live. But because everybody's so on edge, you know, it's hard to just be relaxed about life, because, you know, as soon as you don't call once, everybody's like, oh, you know, you're dead. Because they just don't trust their feelings anymore. You know, they just sit at home and they watch criminal thrillers or something, and then they think, you know, that's how life is like. If I don't see you, you're dead. You know, if I don't see you, you renounce me. And that's what we mean when we say, talking about life and perspectives. You know, I can really change my perspective on life. And if I run a lot, which is a challenge, but if I walk a lot, at one point I just start to hate walking. I mean, that's the truth, because it's just so tedious. You just want to get there. You just want to reach the goal, right? It's like you're running towards something or someone, and you just want to get there. I just want to get home now. I don't even know why. Yeah, sure, I know why. Because a friend gave me some weed, and I haven't had any, and a bit of tobacco. And then there's also the part that's not sure. Should I really give in to this? Should I just chuck it? But because I know who it's coming from, right? And we play frisbee together. You know, that's like in the Matrix movies, Ghost and Neo, and they're having a fight. And then Neo says, you know, what was this about? And then Ghost says, well, that's the second one. You only know someone after you fought. And I like to fight with a frisbee, because I don't feel like I have to fight with fists all the time. Yeah, I mean, if you push through your boundaries and you cleanse yourself, you start singing more, you start hiking more, you can actually run and talk for some time. Because I don't know, breathing just happens. and you simply let it happen, and you simply can keep going. And sometimes you don't even know where your strength is coming from. Like sometimes I reach, heights that I have never known I even have. And I'm not sure how far I'm supposed to push it. Because if I push now, I keep pushing, I may collapse. Or I just may realize, okay, I just reached a new boundary. Whew. I can still talk. I didn't fast forward this. That's a joke now. I mean, if you would fast forward this, I would still speak as much. You could slow it down, it will take forever, right? And that's of course what you could do. I mean, that's how you do it with life. Now I just had, I don't know, an eternity of running, or maybe it was 5 minutes. That's about being grounded, to simply say, that's where I am. I'm here. And in this world, people use numbers to express time. And at the same time, they pride themselves for people like Einstein, because he said time is relative. And nobody understands it. Or understood it, apparently. Nobody understands it. You're gonna only understand it if you learn how to meditate and to be in flow, right? That's how I feel like now. I feel like running, so I start to run. And then I feel like walking, and walking upwards is much nicer than walking downwards. I often have this when I go for hikes, where I say, yeah, you have a long stretch of going upwards, and then it's really exhausting, and you have to carry all this weight, and then you get over the top. Well, and then you have to go down again. And that's the hard thing with hiking, right? You have to have stretches where you're faster, where you're slower. And the best thing that I found is packing lightly. To simply say, hey, this feels so good. Well, thank you for that friend that shaved my hair today. Ha! But a part of me also likes having hair. It's just too hard to maintain. I'm not sure if my wife could do it. I think some people just like having short hair. And I really need to shower and to wash off the murk of being a human and having an animal body. Because, we live in society and we're so much better than nature. And that's basically it. Okay. So hiking can get boring sometimes, and then you can run. And if running gets boring, you can hike again. Which also means that your backpack should be kind of prepared for this. So if I would have a laptop in here, it wouldn't work. With my DLSR, I would never do this, because it's more sensitive. So also I have to look at the equipment. If I would have a phone now and I would have to hold it. Also now, of course, this is dark and I'm running and it's paved road. Somebody may have dropped a bottle. So if you keep running, you just have to be aware of these things. Just be a little bit more perceptive. Because I have injured myself, and there is things like glass and coal and areas where they put out gravel and salt in winter. This is insane, but okay. The only reason I started running again because, I talked once about this kind of friend who's like, he says he's 19 now, I'm not sure, doesn't matter. And he says, he's like doing ultra marathons. And I was in no position to argue with that, because I don't know if he really does it. And, I haven't been doing a lot of running because I was in no shape and I had no motivation left to also run, right? Because you have to squeeze it. But if I use running just as a way to get from A to B, then what's the problem? I don't always have to walk. I don't want to have to cycle. I like hiking, and I like having just a little bit weight, right? Because so when I go hiking, I'm probably not gonna bring tea, just gonna bring water, because tea in a thermos bottle, it's gonna shake around a lot, and it's kind of weird, and I have to drink that. I can just take a bit of water and a backpack